When I have elaborately explained my genius, perfect plan but no one gets it, FML. My plans are crafted by AI and contain a bunch of question marks, so not even I know what I'm doing. Hey everyone, Noble Xenon here, and welcome back to r/IAmVerySmart, land of intellectuals. Let's get started. And now only high IQ individuals can understand Black Mirror. These episodes have gotten progressively dumber as the seasons have gone by. Brooker has become lazy, cliche, and predictable. A trashy woman with low self-esteem gets fired by her assistant? Yeah, really believable. The first thing you learn in film school is to create a suspension of belief, not disbelief, but belief for the viewer to be drawn in. Brooker has shown he's completely unable to draw viewers in except for those with the lowest IQ. Phew. So I see you were quite drawn in then. And this next one is teabagging with their so-called intellectual superiority. You're the one who sounds like they are crying, lol. No, I just won a debate against y'all. What I'm doing now is called teabagging, where I flaunt my sense of intellectual superiority by demeaning you because despite the fact that I won in good faith, I don't respect them or anyone who defends them at all. So no, I'm calling you an idiot over and over again, not because I'm coping, as you say, but because it's a genuine reflection of my beliefs about your people, and I get off to it. Hold up, what do you mean, your people? And now new copy pasta just dropped, let's find out. I would like to say that I empathize with and understand your frustrations, however, you have clearly demonstrated that you have too little brain matter to fully understand the culture of the Reddit community, and I find it impossible to empathize with smooth brains. Adding on to that, you are also misrepresenting the Reddit community. I would suggest that you educate yourself on this topic. However, you seem to lack the fundamental elementary principles to even educate yourself about the basics of the Reddit community. I don't think it would be too much of a logical stretch to assume that you have a sub 100 IQ, based on what you have said so far. You see, you must have a high IQ in order to understand Reddit. Redditors are just far too intelligent for you, And now far too many people simply don't understand the number 0. Last time I went to the emergency room, 2009, I was asked on the scale from 1 to 10, how much pain are you in? Oh, a 0. I am not in any pain. I wondered whether they ask about 1 to 10 and not about 0 to 10 because too many patients don't understand the concept of 0. You see, I can grasp the concept of the number 0. You cannot. Therefore, I am an intellectual. Watch out, guys. He's in the top 6% of most intelligent people, although I can't tell if that's top 6%, 13%, or 3%. I mean, his brain is just beyond the mere concept of percentages, so I got from IQ test 1, 2, 3, but I think Putin's IQ is around 120s or 130s, so he is intelligent enough to know what tricks the West plays. While he ain't some super intelligent genioid inventor person, but still intelligent enough to know how this political scenario is going to play between Russia and US. And he got the intelligence to know what the virus's main objective is. I myself got from the international IQ test where was 40 questions score of 123 IQ. That means I got well over 30 questions right, and so I'm in top 6% most intelligent people in the world, and for my age group I'm in top 13%, but I'm just 18 years old, so from people who have not any high school degree in my country, I'm in top 3% most intelligent people. OP, I think this person meant that the percentages depend on what group of people you look at, but still a pseudo-intellectual indeed. This next one's titled, Friend of mine is glad that higher intelligence people naturally gravitate towards Reddit. Couldn't resist messing with him a teeny bit at the end. I thought we established this earlier, that Reddit is the premier platform for the intellectuals. Don't tell Quora. I'm mostly here for memes and stuff, not really for news or anything, LMAO. Couldn't be me. Reddit's the only social media I've seen that actually prioritizes intelligence and unbiased opinions. Unbiased opinions on Reddit, skull emoji? You sure we're talking about the same site? Yes, so many other social media platforms just pander to Gen Z or Gen Alpha, and it's so annoying, especially when you're one of the few people in our generation that isn't just a likes or followers addict. You see, we are karma addicts. It's totally different. For example, the other day I was talking with someone on Reddit about how grades don't actually reflect intelligence, and we basically fixed the entire school system with just the two of us. Get these people a Nobel Prize fixing the whole school system, wow. On Twitter or Instagram something like that couldn't happen, but I think people with higher intelligence just naturally gravitate towards Reddit for some reason. Worth looking into. Plus, the adult content on Reddit is chef's kiss. Mwah, beautiful. Yes, that too, I suppose. This has to be a joke. No way two Redditors think they actually fixed the entire school system. Next level delusion over here. My whole life has been a lie. Can you believe this? When you open a 9-volt battery, it's just 6 batteries. Unbelievable. Yeah, found this out at 6 years old. Well, holy crap, you're a detective genius. Why are you on Tumblr when the world needs you to go solve the toughest crimes? And Suspicious Hyperlink says they probably chewed one open at 6 years old. Doesn't really sound genius now, does it? Hey, if you're enjoying this video, then why not like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell? Fellow intellectuals, have you ever had trouble falling asleep? Like this individual who says, when it's 4 a.m. and you can't fall back asleep because you're, Y-O-U-R, contemplating if the speed of light took 0 time one way and twice as long than other to travel. Would it be undetected due to time dilation and space contraction, and what that would mean for causality of light traveling from the edge of the universe if going on the infinite direction? All I can say is, huh? And now bro is gloating about making his stepmom cry on YouTube. What a sad existence. My mind was blown when I found out my stepmom had no idea of the basics of our existence or our reality. I thought she was the dumbest person on earth, but I guess there are people even dumber out there. I also had to teach her when I was 7 that there's different types of metal. She thought metal was metal and its own thing, and that copper wasn't metal but its own thing, and that steel wasn't metal but its own thing, that brass wasn't metal but its own thing, and so on. I literally asked her if she was the other word for special at the dinner table, and got yelled at for asking her that. I can only imagine what kind of vocabulary was used there. I'm pretty sure I made her cry that night because I made her feel so stupid. If you're bragging about things like this, you need some help, because this is not something to brag about. Not at all. This next one's so smart, it's stressful. I often challenge my beliefs by comparing them with diverse viewpoints leading to paradoxes and contradictions. I question the importance of accepting different beliefs, considering even the smallest and largest scales. Yet I wonder if questioning this itself is justified. The influence of empathy and emotions can cloud even the wisest of judgments, creating a complex and stressful mental struggle. The struggle of being intelligent. There's just too much going on in the brain. And now we have a self-proclaimed non-normie. Being an introverted thinking dominant type is seriously one of the most painful things ever. I really can't stand other people. I honestly am flabbergasted at the irrationality and stupidity of normies that I witness every day. I don't think that's an introvert thing, more like a you thing. Now, being an ISTP, I'm able to adapt well in the normie world and even come across as one of them. I'm in shape, dress well, have an education, a job, decent social skills, and don't take things too seriously in situations with people to come across as more likable. I believe I'm a healthy ISTP with mastery on my FE, etc. All things that normies say are good for you, even though they don't understand why. However, I cannot wrap my head at the lack of critical thought people put into the decisions they make, why they think the way they do, why they have the opinions they have, etc. It drives me crazy, when from my perspective I'm the only one who's put any level of thought into anything. Why is no one else thinking but me? And this next one is a comment about the newest South Park special. This was an absolutely amazing South Park episode. That's because they're very good at setting up many different levels of story so that the uneducated ones will still enjoy it even if they don't understand the context. This episode dove deep into the negative parallels of neoliberal communism and the current politosphere, which basically made fun of your entire lifestyle. You probably thought it was about YouTube influencers and Prime, though. Neoliberal communism? That doesn't make sense. You see, you must have an IQ above 280 to understand the full context of South Park. And now this next one thinks he's above all the other chess players. I must express my disappointment with the chess puzzle in question. Despite its initial allure, it proved to be disappointingly facile. The queen's sacrifice is obvious, lacking the intricate complexities and strategic depth that one would expect from a truly challenging puzzle. The underpromotion was too in your face. Its predictability was apparent from the outset, leaving no room for the nuanced decision-making and creative maneuvers that make chess puzzles truly engaging. As an ardent chess enthusiast, I relish the opportunity to grapple with puzzles that demand a higher level of intellectual acumen. On this festive occasion of Christmas Eve, it would have been particularly delightful to encounter a puzzle that not only captured the spirit of the season, but also provided a stimulating mental workout. Alas, this puzzle has fallen short, requiring my constructive criticism. Now I must survive unreasonable downvotes from chess players, who, while skilled, perhaps would only manage to stalemate me back when I was 12, and avoid overly censorious moderators. Wait a minute, did ChatGPT write this? Hey ChatGPT, can you express my disappointment with this chess puzzle in an intellectual way? And this next one's probably not even true. I'm gonna guess that this video is from the lock-picking lawyer, but I'm not 100%. Let's see the response. Only use I can think of is for child-proofing cabinets, honestly. But of course, this intellectual's brain was quite developed at the young age of just 3. Depends on how crafty your children are. I disassembled and reassembled the family microwave when I was 3, and I'm sure I wasn't the only toddler too clever for my own good. Now you can only imagine how clever this individual is now. This next one simply titled Jesus Friggin' Christ, presumably a review for City Skylines? Not recommended, but only after playing for 138 hours, of course. The novelty of the experience has dissipated, and the enjoyment in engaging with this game has waned. I have acquired a comprehensive understanding of the simulation, if one could generously term it as such. Frankly, this game appears to be a substantial misrepresentation, even in light of recent updates. Upon reviewing the weekly developer videos, one is left to ponder whether they were addressing an entirely different game. It strains credulity that any of the developers have successfully managed a city exceeding 100,000 in population. Below, I enumerate a series of grievances. Firstly, cargo possesses the ability to teleport indiscriminately from one location to another, obviating the necessity for any form of vehicular transport. The absence of toggleable zoning on roads, a manifestation I classify as a bug. The statistics panel/menu displays only half of the chart. The only sentence here that doesn't sound pseudo-intellectual: canines are inexplicably abandoned when a simulated entity utilizes public transportation to a destination beyond the city limits. Frequent crashes to the desktop occurring approximately every 3 hours. Influxes of taxis originating from external locales, converging on an arbitrary point, idling, and subsequently departing the city via ostensibly the most inconvenient route, characterized by its protracted duration or sluggish pace. Occasional inexplicable surges in the waiting on a hearse phenomenon, without, and thankfully it gets cut off because I think I've had enough of this so-called review. What is even the point of writing it in this kind of way? Like, who would even use the word canine instead of dog in this context? Seriously. And now Geico, so easy someone who says huh can do it. I think anyone who says huh is a mouth-breathing, bottom-feeding Neanderthal. There are so many ways to articulate your confusion in an intelligent and dignified manner in a conversation with someone, or when faced with a puzzling situation. Could you repeat that for me? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Why is this happening, and can you tell me why you're doing that? Even what and are fine because the former is confrontational and the latter sounds dismissive and uncaring. But if someone says, huh? Not only do they sound confrontational and uncaring, they also sound like a friggin' idiot. Nothing is communicated when someone says huh. There is no good way to say huh. The way huh is pronounced is guaranteed to make you sound like a drooling caveman. My dude, it communicates confusion. Even if you're utterly baffled by someone or something else's dumbassery, please don't stoop to their level by going, huh, what? You'll just make everything worse. What is this person's problem with, huh? It just makes me go, huh? This next one was invited to take the Mensa exam. Wow. I'm glad I was smart because now I'm only a little dumb instead of full-on stupid. I don't know, the verdict's still out on that one. Not really, I mean technically, but I got invited to take the Mensa test in Chicago, so... You see, merely an invitation to take the test is proof enough of my towering intellect. And now, a quote. Love is a drug. It can bring you to the highest highs and drop oneself to the lowest of lows. Becoming hopelessly addicted in pursuit can be the most potent catalyst of personal change and growth. Written by the smartest person I know, me. And now I'm proud to be part of the weak-minded sheep. I'ma just say this once. Depending on which movie you went and saw first tells me a lot about who you are. Oppenheimer is one of the best movies we've had in recent years, and yes, way better than Barbie. And yeah, I know Barbie made more and whatnot, but you have to take into consideration the audience for both movies. Barbie, a bunch of little kids and a bunch of airheaded adults that get excited when Starbucks sells pumpkin spice latte. Oppenheimer, intellectual people who actually want to have a better understanding of humanity's greatest achievements. We are not the same, lol. So yeah, if you went and saw Barbie first, you're part of the airheaded, weak-minded sheep. Are you watching movies just for their entertainment? Then you're a sheep! Wake up! You also misspelled the word intellectual. And now I found the final boss, a guy who once randomly friend requested me on Facebook, made this post. Get ready for an essay. The application at the engineering firm has been rejected. It was nay due to lacking the prerequisite qualifications, if you can call them that, as I almost border on being overqualified to these fragments. They're merely fortunate enough that they've been endowed with a buyer's market by the current labor market conditions, which are, let's say, less than desired at the moment. Under better circumstances, I wouldn't even know these pitiful excuses of engineers even existed. But heed this, the rejection, the awfully misguided rejection, had nothing to do with competency. It was rather, more regrettably, if I might add, attributed to, quote, credibility issues with my claim of possessing aptitude of quasi-omniscience, AQO. Now, if I only had a penny, I have to take liberties when the occasion calls for describing my faculties. And it's not only the faculties themselves, mind you. In addition to said faculties, don't have to say faculties 3 times in such a short span. There are compounding complexities of hermeneutic frameworks. These are cognitive systems which interpenetrate a multitude of ontological realms, which all breathe life into the very milieu that is my dear AQO. That aptitude of quasi-omniscience, if you forgot. One is, of course, meat space. The other, well, that assumes a lot of prior knowledge of the metaphysics. Hint, Plato's analogy of the sun is a good endpoint, but begin with the cave. So, what is to be expected, dear reader? How do I characterize these interlacing labyrinths of intellectual hardware and software to the intellectually average? Well, you don't. I might as well be stuttering a defunct indigenous language of the Brazilian rainforest Google translated to Klingon after a stroke. Thus, for the sake of succinctness, which this person clearly does not know how to be succinct. But more importantly, and quite frankly or selflessly, never said I don't care about people, being fathomable to the common man. It's not in my interest to perplex, never was. Well, this entire post has been perplexing, to say the least. I have to resort to similes, which populate the pool of fodder for the two greater analogies, and from there the allegory is conceived. There's nothing more beautiful. Now you might ask, what could this possibly be? It's a library. No, the library. While these underlying mechanisms of intricate cogitating processes work on the magic behind the scenes, a library materializes in front of my eyes. And it might as well be as vivid as my keyboard is at this very moment. Just like how Jesus imbued his teachings through parables, I go to a library to acquire knowledge no mortal could possibly know. An adequate comparison, if I say so myself. But wasn't the library invented by those same mortals, Checkmate, intellectuals. So, I'd like to thank all of my channel members, especially Amethyst Phoenix, Jade Demby, Catalan Cormendi, Mike Hawk, Hold Up, Nightcrawler, Stormcloud the Wolf, VicMeister1999, Zoe Horsham, and Goodnight Cheems. If you'd like to join, just click the join button below. Feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell if you enjoyed it, and feel free to comment if you've got something on your mind.